Good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. In recent days, the departmental government began with the delivery of computers in order to encourage students in the technological world.
With great satisfaction, students received the donation of laptop computers that is being delivered by the Education Secretariat in the department. The beneficiaries are the Brooks Hill Bilingual and the Flowers Hill Bilingual educational institutions. The donation is aimed at 10th and 11th grade students under the Computers to Educate program, which seeks to promote educational innovation through access, use, and appropriation of technology in the country's educational institutions.
The gift on the computer then today was successful. Well, the parents them and the students then were really happy with the computer then, because I know say plenty parents might not got the money to buy one computer, got one computer home, and this is one excellent opportunity for the student can really exercise their ability, learn more things, investigate more things, because we know say the internet there, but if you not got one computer, if you maybe not got one smartphone, you can't interact and approach our opportunity more what we got.
The teacher explains the importance of this technological tool.
I think it's really, really very important. Why? Because everything right now they emphasize in a computer, in a text. If the student then not got one computer home, well, they can grow professionally. I think it's important because really everything right now going to system, going to internet. The world is developing in that way, so if a student then got one tools one where they can use it and be very important for them can develop more and more.
The Sprat by Pedestrian walkway is one of the most visited attractions by tourists and residents in the department. Today, the community expressed their dissatisfaction with the poor condition of some points of this attraction.
Through social networks, the community of the San Andres Archipelago Department has expressed its dissatisfaction regarding the absence of grates over the drainage channels of the Sprat by Pedestrian walkway, leaving the rainwater drainage area uncovered. This situation could lead to accidents in the future among the visitors of the tourist attraction, as has happened in previous years. Workers in the area who said they would not give statements in front of cameras have resorted to installing objects to facilitate transit over the drainage points. This news agency contacted the Tourism Secretariat, which has dealt with this problem on several occasions, and the head of this department, Jonathan Taylor, said that due to agenda reasons, he was unable to attend to us. In view of this, Teleislas News opens its microphones and will be attentive to the statements provided by the corresponding entities on this situation.
At the local government, several workshops have been held to protect rights of persons with disabilities in our department, as well as to comply with the commitments of the public policy for this population.
In the auditorium of the local government, the workshop on transformation of imaginaries towards people with disabilities was held, led by the program Attention to People with Disabilities of the Secretariat of Social Development, in order to comply with the public policy of consolidating a more inclusive territory. The meeting was also aimed at providing training to government officials who work with the population of the archipelago.
The departmental government, through its disability program of the Secretariat of Social Development, we have been working with the different categories of disability. In physical disability, psychosocial disability, visual, hearing, cognitive, and also caregivers. In this way, we are reaching all spheres so that there is social cohesion with people with disabilities, and thus be able to provide them and likewise guarantee them the rights of people with disability.
The idea of this first workshop is to impact customer service people on the right way to relate to people with disabilities.
In the last assessment of the Royalties Project Management Index, San Andres had a low score among all the territories at national level.
The Royalties Project Management Index is a preventive control tool developed by the DNP, which has contributed significantly to the adoption of good practices by territorial entities and royalty projects executors throughout the public investment cycle, strengthening their teams and promoting result-oriented management. In the measurement of the fourth quarter of 2021, San Andres obtained a score of fewer than 60 points. That is to say, it did not stand out in the measurement. It is also noteworthy that only 2 governments had such a low score, San Andres and Vichada. The National Planning Department recommends that governors, including one of our department, improve their shortcomings since by 2023 the index acquired great importance since the Royalties Law 2056 established the obligation to comply with the adequate performance to be elected as executing entity, and for mayors and government to continue approving royalties projects directly with the charge to the resources of direct and local allocation, 60% regional.
Desde agosto del 2018, más de 4,1 billones en créditos desembolsó el Fondo Nacional del Ahorro. Así, 53.217 familias cumplen el sueño de tener vivienda propia.
Now we're going to a short commercial break, but we'll be right back with more of Teleislas news.
In each chapter of Teleislas, you will know more about our traditional horse race in our island. It's one of the most popular cultural manifestations.
We love it, yeah. Islanders people really love horse race.
Llamo Salta Venezuelante. Mira, yo tengo 15 añitos. Mi mamá le gusta trabajar y ella también, ella trabaja lo mismo en la computadora y después ella se hace tareas y después se hace maestra y le gusta ser profesora. Siempre con todo, siempre lo mismo su amor. Sí, y esa es mi mejor amiguita, ¿cierto, mami? Siempre me ama con todo, siempre lo mismo su corazón. Feliz de las madres, mami.
Gracias, mi amor.
Mua.
Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
¿Estás cansado de perderte nuestra programación en vivo? No te preocupes, Teleislas emite tus programas favoritos del día todas las noches. Sí, así como lo oyes, a las 10:30 p.m. Teleislas News, en familia a las 11 p.m. y Pretty Island Magazine a las 12 a.m. Porque sabemos que hay contenidos que no te puedes perder. Teleislas, el canal de nuestra identidad.
As we continue with more local news, according to a survey conducted in different sectors that make up Veolia's water supply schedule for today, Teleislas News reached out to residents of these neighborhoods to see if they have received their respective water supply.
Water shortage have been one of the main problems affecting the island territory. For such reason, many islanders have made their voices heard through blockades of the busiest roads of the island. The Veolia service provider, in order to mitigate the situation, has frequently issued calendars with the dates and place where they will supply the water. The Masami Hill, Perry Hill, and Little Hill are on today's list. However, as of this morning, 2 of these have not received their respective supply of water.
No, today no water no come. They say I put down to the water, no get yet. We don't know if later on we put down what.
When it come, no coge viene nomás ahí como que un chorrito delgado y no alcanza uno a recoger casi nada.
No, until no, we got more than 20 days water no come. It comes slow. Very slow when they come and you don't even get to fill up all your tank them. Because they don't let you much time for you get to fill up.
In the Perry Hill area, the household have had their supply of water since yesterday, which is of utmost importance for them.
No, we don't get no water yet. It don't come yet.
Yeah, we got the water yesterday
and yesterday and today we get water. Yes, thank God they come in alright because we need the water. We have to make welga to give you water because if we don't make welga, we know they get nothing.
Oh, well, the first day it come more or less, but sometime it just drip.
Other residents will continue to get water service to their homes.
And the Secretariat of Culture is committed to cultural exchange through the School of Artistic Training Sandino Manuel Ellis. The students are currently in Guatapé.
The best student artists from the Sandino Manuel Ellis Artistic Training School, FASME, were selected by the Cultural Secretariat to represent the Archipelago Department in a cultural exchange in Guatapé. This is a way of instilling in the young people the conservation of the ancestral island tradition and transmitting it. The activity is achieved thanks to the invitation sent by the Mayor's Office of Guatapé to the exchange that will take place from the 3rd to the 8th of May.
In commemoration of the month of mothers, the departmental government through the Secretary of Social Development under the program of RISAL and residents' families carried out a workshop to strengthen self-esteem through self-care with women of the Morris Landing neighborhood so that the physical appearance helped to improve their self-esteem and personal care through beauty tips and self-makeup courses. And now let's get to know other facts that today are news in our brief news section.
The Coralina Corporation held a series of educational workshops in Providence in the Junin and Maria Inmaculada educational institutions together with the Ecopetrol team. The children and adolescents learned through practical activities how to make home filters and how to desalinize seawater at home in a simple way. It was an opportune space where the care of water at home was emphasized. Comfama and the Ministry of Culture extends an invitation to a workshop for the regulation of the cultural trades law, a measure to value and strengthen the cultural knowledge of the country. The workshop will be held this Thursday in the auditorium of the Coral Palace at 2 p.m. Inspectors, tourism service providers, and other officials of the Tourism Secretariat began cleaning activities in Hines and Rose Key and also painted spaces within the islets. This activity is in compliance with Decree 0128 of March 11 of 2022, which orders the closure of the keys for maintenance and periodic cleaning.